are said to be wanted for questioning in respect of allegations made against them, in respect of activities outside of the parishes of Kingston and St. Andrew.
He is also advising all persons who were detained to preserve any documents they were given by the state.
There would be essential pieces of evidence in the event that any of them has been detained and or have any reason to make claims against the state for their treatment whilst in custody.
Meanwhile, the public defender has also launched investigations into the execution by the security forces of powers confirmed by the proclamation and regulations made regarding the state of emergency declared for the corporate area. A temporary office has been established at the community centre in Tivoli Gardens for the purpose of receiving complaints regarding the conduct of the operation. Residents of Tivoli Gardens who are desirous of availing themselves of this service should attend at the community centre between the hours of 9:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. on weekdays until further notice. Other residents of Western Kingston or elsewhere should telephone numbers 922-7109 or 922-8256 to schedule appointments. The security forces continue to defend their handling of the joint police military operations in Tivoli Gardens, where over 70 people were killed. This time they've unveiled what they say are video and photographic evidence of what they were up against in the community. Janella Precious takes a closer look.
Former Senior Superintendent of Police Renito Adams just this week highlighted the impeccable organization of the criminal underworld in areas like Tivoli Gardens.
I saw where criminal elements were arming themselves, were organizing themselves, were strategically being trained and skillfully executing their mayhem upon the Jamaican people.
Armed with video and still pictures, the Jamaica Defense Force provided proof of the sophistication of the gunmen in Tivoli. A surveillance camera captured snipers on buildings. Some had binoculars, men walking around with guns, all part of the system to deter entry by the security forces.
As you can see here, further barricading in a way that would allow persons, or gunmen I would rather say, move between the barricades and withdraw to other locations. Also, you can see here a pit with sand with persons filling sandbags. We have circled these locations in the high-rise buildings in Tivoli Gardens area. A close-up shot now will show you exactly what was put in place. Here we have sandbags. We have a man here with his binoculars looking from the positions. These were used as fire positions against the security forces.
Major Blackwood explained that it took the military some 12 hours before moving into the area as men positioned on high-rise buildings launched an attack.
This, coupled with a large-scale barricading which was done to the main entries, made the military task a more arduous one. And so we had to seek other means to enter into the community. To this end, explosives were used to breach walls and to dismantle barricades erected.
Then there's the issue of the underground escape routes.
Some of these gullies, culverts, pathways lead all the way to the Kingston Harbour. As you can see, they can be traversed by humans.
For 43 years, Edward Seaga served as Member of Parliament for Western Kingston. This is how he responded when questioned on the issue of secret tunnels in the area.
No, let's not go through that foolishness again. That's Mr. Forbes' idea. I told him to go there and find them. Instead, he had to leave the force. Out of stupidity. I took people down there like Monty Perkins. I said, help me find them.
Help you find the tunnels and secret chambers.
Yes, yes.
The escape routes.
That's right. The one they found was a cesspool.
So given this evidence, what would Mr. Seaga and others who thought Tivoli was unfairly treated now say? And there are lingering questions, like who trained these men, how many of them were killed during the operation, and where are the guns? Janella Precious, CVM News.
A curfew is now in place in sections of the corporate area police divisions within Area 4, the boundaries of which are as follows. North along Nathan to 7th Streets to Asquith Street and Studley Road. West along Maxfield Avenue from Spanish Town Road to Nathan Street. South along Spanish Town Road from Maxfield Avenue to Industrial Terrace to Marcus Garvey Drive to Port Royal Street. East along Slipen Road and Princess Street. The curfew, which commenced at 6 p.m., will continue until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. During this time, movement will be restricted as per the instructions of the grounds commander. Slain Jamaica Labour Party councillor Robert Williams was laid to rest today. The Prime Minister Bruce Golding was among those who attended. So did our reporter Dwayne Berbick, who tried to get a comment from him on the operations in Tivoli Gardens.
A heavily guarded Prime Minister Bruce Golding emerging from the Stella Maris Church. He was hurriedly whisked away while our news team were held off by members of his security detail. No comment from him on the situation in his West Kingston Tivoli Gardens community amidst mounting calls for attention from the residents there. Earlier though, while at the podium paying tribute to slain JLP councillor Robert Williams, he made what could be considered veiled comments about the May 24 operation.
We have a society of people. We're at a crossroads. We have found ourselves at a turning point. And making that turn is not going to be easy. It's not going to be painless.
The Prime Minister said the context in which Mr. Williams was killed makes it difficult to bear. Mr. Williams was found dead on Norbrick Mews sometime after 10 on the night of May 3, meters away from his home. His alleged attacker, a female said to be in her early 20s, turned herself in to the Constant Spring police. The killing is believed to be domestic related. Allegations are the two had an argument before the councillor was fatally stabbed. Mr. Golding bemoaned the decay in our society and made this call.
Not just the violence that we have to focus on, it's not just the criminal elements and all of their manifestation. Each and every one of us has to look into himself or herself and recognize that we can't continue living the way we have been living.
All around the Stella Maris Church, family, friends and well-wishers grieved openly. Several members of the JLP hierarchy were in attendance. They too at some points could hardly contain their grief. Mayor of Kingston Desmond Mackenzie praised Mr. Williams for his loyalty and commitment to the party.
His loyalty to his party was unquestionable. His personal loyalty to many individuals goes without question.
Dwayne Berbick, CVM News.
The security forces involved in this week's operation in Kirkland Heights have been taken off frontline duty and their entire operation is being reviewed. That's according to a joint release today from the Commissioner of Police and the Chief of Staff of the JDF. The joint police-military operation resulted in the death of businessman Keith Clarke. The statement declared that the Bureau of Special Investigations, BSI, has been tasked by the Commissioner of Police, Owen Ellington, to conduct the investigation. He has also assigned the head of the BSI, ACP Granville Gores, to be the lead investigator. The heads of the security forces are also expressing deep regret at the loss of lives since the commencement of the West Kingston operation aimed at capturing fugitive Christopher Dudas Coke and to repel orchestrated criminal attacks against the security forces. The Police High Command is also assuring the family, relatives, friends and colleagues of Mr. Clarke and the entire nation that a swift, thorough and professional investigation will be conducted into the matter so that the truth will be exposed and appropriate action taken. And